MathematicalKM, Keith Malumbi. Remember their initials, not a title. Hey, Solomon. Just a little question on thinking and evaluating a move. It's from your speedrun in the 21 to 2200. And firstly, I'm going to put this out there. I normally have the night off whenever either of my two chess clubs play less than 60 minutes. But last week on Thursday, I actually rocked up to play 3 15 minutes plus 10-second games. Won one, lost two. And both of the ones I lost, I should have won. And didn't have the usual classical due diligence time. And it never ceases to amaze me how you can play this 5-minute stuff and go through and evaluate everything. So, props to you to start with. But just in this game, there was a situation where I would have played something automatically, and it's not what you played, and it's not what the computer said. So I'm just looking for... Let's take a look at what is happening right here. Because what jumped into my brain immediately was, you've trapped that bishop. Why isn't the most obvious Patzer Caesar move? Why isn't just forward, bishop's trapped, we're going to go up material, f4? Why is f4 not even in the list? It's crazy. King g8, safety first is the most important thing. I can believe that. But the more active move, knight e to d5, knight e to d5, well, I guess you're looking at being able to grab that annoying bishop with your knight, as against with a pawn. So that's where I'm... Is it because of the king's safety that... Is f4 bad because of how open our king is? This is just thinking out loud and hoping for maybe a little bit of guidance on this one. And I can see how our knight's becoming more active. They have to react. And maybe if they don't react in a good way, then does the pawn coming forward become that much stronger? This is just me thinking out loud, but I'd like to get your take on this position from your game. Let's take a little look at, firstly, d takes e, which is often a good thing, but the situation in the hippo is not normally like this. That was what you did play, and that ended up not... They called it a miss. A miss because we didn't trap the bishop that we could have, maybe? Not sure. I mean, even taking back with a pawn releases the bishop, so it's no longer trapped. Having said that, taking with the knight is what is being suggested. What am I thinking about? Anyway, I thought, in my head, I thought you'd trap the bishop. It's called good. That knight move was best. And then just going through best choices for both sides for a little bit. Oh, it's a different looking game from how the game actually did go, but white's still up, 1.8. So, and I think largely it's the unsafeness of our king. Let's take a quick, tiny look at if we, to put me on your team, play knight e to d5. What the computer liked best. It's dropped to less than +1 for white, so that much is nice. That was their best move, and it frees the bishop, so we'll go with best moves a little bit. King safety seems to be the goal. And strangely enough, it's in your course, the manual castle. The computer has told us to play it in full. There we go. But just... It's... King safety is a bit higher than it was in either what did happen or with the f4 move. And it's +1 to white, which is fairly typical. We're back into, I think, more what we're used to as hippo players. With taking the e-pawn that was played by yourself, the queens came off, which I guess increases the safety a little. And then the game went on. So bringing this back, it kind of... The question I wouldn't mind an answer to is, why is f4 not one of the top three? What am I not looking at? Unless you're going to tell me it was definitely the king's safety. So I've only got the one piece to take back. And he ends up with a... How does that go? Yeah, he ends up with the queen checking my king without much in front of my king. That might be enough to drive you away from that. The more we look at it now, I think I'm almost answering my own question. But let's go their best one. And imagine they don't move their queen. That's anything other than giving that bishop a way out. Was big to us. And now it's time. Because, and then probably what, taking back with the knight? Yep. The queen's not checking our king. Oh, the knight c2 is only because of that nothing move that I put in there. Forget that. It's still, that's... And then he takes, I take. Kind of crazy. It's still not really happy with us taking that bishop. Let's give a more innocuous move. Even here, it does not want knight takes or f4. Well, I guess I've got a definite question. I'm going to make it a private vid and just share it on the Discord. If you would like, I can post it and let my 120 people have a look and see what I'm thinking and why you're the giant and I'm not. Okay. Bye for now, hoping for an answer.